Even that director of Facebook, the man literally come out and said, listen, there's about 150 men who run the world. And that's the guy from Facebook, that Indian guy who got in trouble for saying he doesn't care about the Uyghur Muslims. That guy, he literally came out and said, listen, there's truly about 150 people who run the world.
Welcome to another episode of the Free Speech Podcast. I am the mad lad of jihad, Ayatollah of rock and roller, the Persian nightmare. Coming to you from parts unknown, me, DAVIES. I'm joined by the one, the only. He ain't a Crip, he ain't a Blood, he is the Beijing sensation.
Bird gang, bird gang.
And the man with the nastiest verbose in the world, he is Mr. Hate Speech himself. It's none other than
Leo Kearse, zip zap, zippity zap, collaborate and listen.
And the man with the plan behind the mic, producer extraordinaire, he is the Gorilla Navilla.
There we go. You're right, guys.
Gorilla Navilla.
Gorilla Navilla.
The gorilla Navilla.
Is that like a small book written about gorillas?
It sounds, yeah. Nah.
Being a big... Hey, Leo, well done. Congratulations before we
On
start.
what?
Leo's got 2 million views on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I got 2 million views on YouTube.
How does
Wow.
it feel to be more popular than every single BBC comedy in the last decade?
Well, already was, but
Yeah, but now it's official. You've got the numbers to back it up.
Who else is on? Like, who have you beaten? Like Chocolate Rain?
I don't know what Chocolate Rain is.
Do you not remember Chocolate Rain? Like all these classic old YouTube sort of.
Oh, the
I
things that
remember.
are. I remember there's a at the zoo.
Charlie bit me.
There's these kids. Well, no, I'll never compete with that. But like, there's kids.
Wait. We talking one video has 2 million views or all?
No, all my videos put
aggregated?
together got 2
Okay,
million
cool.
vieys.
That's
But
cool.
at the zoo, these kids are watching. This, I think it's a chimpanzee, some kind of
Scratch his
monkey.
ass and then pass out.
No, he picks up. He picks up a frog. I think the chimpanzee is wanking, and he
Oh, and rapes it.
picks up a frog and just starts using it like a fleshlight. And you see the frog's legs like just going. It's mental. I used it. It was so funny. I mean,
used
obviously
it?
it's tragedy. I used it as a transition. It was in my show. I had to get changed when I was still doing the thing where I dressed up as a Viking. So I used it as
What?
the bit where I got changed.
You dressed up as a Viking.
Yeah. I tell her the pun.
Real
What was
highbrow
that?
comedy from Kearse.
Yeah, it was the best bit of the show.
You should
What,
go
the-
back
the
to
frog
doing
fucking?
puns,
The
man.
frog fucking, yeah. I should go what?
Go back to doing puns, man.
Man, no, like we do them in. So there's this show, Ministry of Offence, that we do in GB News. It's like a panel show, but if you sort of stretched out all the material in the panel show to fill an hour instead of half an hour, and it's sort of. I think it's finding its feet, and it goes out on Saturdays. But we have to do like punny headliners, so it does actually help with the pun skills. Also, I put all my puns in a spreadsheet, so if I need to do a pun about like oranges or whatever it is, buses, I can just Google like.
Go on
you
and
know,
do a pun about oranges.
I don't have a spreadsheet open.
Well,
That's not very good.
You should have
thought-
that saved in your head.
I thought you'd find that appealing.
Hey.
It's
Satsumi.
Calypso's son.
how pithy.
Calypso's
Sat-
son.
Satsumi.
Oh yeah. Wait, I've got one. Tangerine.
Why? So I went to the.
Man daring a tent.
Wait, I've got a better one. I've got a better one. Who's
What?
who's the most citrus player in the band?
Citrus.
The tangerine player.
No, it means
It's
tambourine.
a tambourine.
I mean-
But what's a citrus
tambourines.
player?
Well, nothing. It's just a joke. It's a pun, isn't it?
Oh, right.
It's a crowbar of a pun.
Yeah.
Remember
That's
the
worse
best.
than the Adam Rowe one.
Adam Macro.
Macro.
Good joke. Good joke.
I saw Adam on Friday,
Yeah. Well, how is he?
but he's great. It was really good laugh, and we filmed
Oh, you're going to do that here?
bit of this documentary. Oh yeah, did they get in touch about filming it here?
Yeah, and then
And then they ended up doing it at Backyard Club because they wanted the Comedy Unleashed logo behind.
fair enough.
What
So is it-
documentary is this, Leo?
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, but
Or what is-
our listeners will like to know what documentary you're starring in with.
Well,
Adam
then the
Macro.
documentary should hire people to speak in it who pay attention to emails that get sent. It's called something. I honestly can't remember what it's called.
I'm sure it's not out yet because it was only filmed on Friday.
Yeah,
so,
it's not going to be out yet. And he's writing a set to be performed on June the 15th, I think. So I'm going to go along and watch that. But it's about, it's probably about cancel culture type stuff, I think.
I see. Anybody watch Britain's Got Talent final?
I didn't watch it, but Axel Blake won.
Big up man like
Congratulations.
Axel.
Which is great news.
Yeah.
He's getting a bit of flack from people, which I thought was a bit unfair.
Why are they giving him flack?
So he's
Saying
getting
that
Because he
he's a
starred in
professional.
porn.
They're saying
He's a
that he's
professional porn
professional.
star.
That's what they're saying.
Well,
But nah,
first
What
of
are
all,
they saying?
they're saying that he's a professional, that he has an Amazon Prime special already.
Does he?
He's
But
got
it was
porn videos.
self-financed.
so two things. One, like you
Family
get
Pies
you get
Night.
Anyone can put something on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a
Oh, really?
professional to put something on Amazon
Because
Prime.
I've seen people like, when like you're booking for something, they send in the thing. I was like, I've got 2 Amazon Prime specials and stuff, and I've been like, whoa, that must be pretty
Well,
good. But then like,
some people are good and they've got Amazon Prime specials, but you can put anything up on Amazon and have it sold.
so we could put like
we could put this on Amazon.
why
Prime
don't we
if
put
you
it on
want.
Amazon? And then we can
Actually,
say,
why don't we put
as,
this on Amazon Prime?
as seen on Amazon Prime?
That would be, well, yeah. Well, that sounds like a Mooch job, so it's not going to happen.
Mooch, you're so fucking lazy, Mooch.
But yeah,
Have you
so
set up the Patreon yet?
I've
Actually-
handed control over to Darius.
Hold
on
on.
that, 'cause
While I've got everyone...
Well, now it's as good as done, Mooch.
Well, no, I did you not see my message in the group going, guys, look, I literally don't have time to do this, but I will give you all the details and crack on with it.
And Darius
listen.
as the most motivated and organised member of the team.
Whilst
I
I've
suppose
got
that,
you
that
here-
isn't
You'll
our
never have a
particular
Patreon.
strength. Yeah.
What shall we add? Like, okay, I'll do the Patreon. What shall we give them? Let's discuss it now.
I think I know it's going to be more lucrative than doing a Patreon.
OnlyFans.
If we sign on in 11 different cities each and just travel around each week signing on in all the different cities.
Oh, benefit.
Benefits.
Yeah, benefit
Okay.
fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Talking
think
about
Darius,
fraud.
Darius is already committed.
Let's talk about Britain's Got Talent.
Alex
and
Blake.
Axel.
Oh,
Yeah, so
go
people
on.
were giving him shit because he has this special in that he's a semi-accomplished or not. He's not a touring comedian, but he's a he does weekend spots and stuff like that. So people are having a go. But I don't see the difference between that and someone who sings in pubs and sort of they go.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
well,
what I mean. Susan Boyle was a singer, no?
I don't know.
Was singing.
I don't know. I think people are just upset.
And that opera person.
Pol Pot.
Yeah, there was an opera person who
He was a dictator in Cambodia.
I was going to say that's an unfortunate.
He
name.
he was a member of the Khmer Rouge. That's funny.
Nah,
Nico.
Axel did well, man.
Yeah, man, it's
He
great.
done really good.
It's good to see
I'm proud of
comics.
him 'cause he was
comics-
practicing tightening it at Top Secret.
All right.
Yeah,
Are you
I
seeing it? Are you gigged with him on the circuit?
Yeah, I gigged with him on Tuesday. He did his set on Tuesday, and then I touched him. So I basically won Britain's Got Talent. I touched his hand. Yeah, that's
Happy
right.
Pride.
I end that conversation.
Okay. A happy Pride Month, everyone.
Yeah. Happy
you-
Pride Month.
How are you celebrating?
Pride Month showed me that it's okay to put lots of rainbow flags on things to sell more ice cream.
Yeah, there's lots of. Go on.
Well, I was going to say,
someone-
Pride Month taught me that it's okay to bum men in the street, and that's totally fine.
Is this you talking about Axel again?
He did star in Family Pies 9 though. If you Google him on
Yeah,
Amazon
there is
Prime.
He's Axel isn't a porn.
No,
Yeah.
there's a porn star called Axel Blake as well.
Oh, okay.
And if you Google, basically people were trying to find his Amazon Prime special, Googled Axel or put into Amazon Axel Blake, and it comes up with a lot of saucy porn material.
Okay.
Right.
And then if you put it into Twitter, something even viler comes up.
Yeah, Twitter's got no filter. It's not like Instagram and Facebook where you're not allowed to put, like, man, anything goes on Twitter. Like, the porn on Twitter is nuts.
Did you open that?
Yeah, I did open it.
So we found, if you look up,
And that was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen.
fucking grim.
It was a man's
What?
bumhole. But, like,
I was Pride Month appropriate.
I guess, technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, you know what I mean?
It was an anal cream pie.
Yeah. But, like, not
A
like...
hairy anal cream pie.
Hairy.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
like-
realistic one.
I don't want a realistic one.
You
I
want
want the
a polished
Hollywood.
Hollywood one.
I want the Hollywood.
You want the Brazilian.
Waxed and vaxed.
When I used to watch porn, I prefer to watch amateurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want something more realistic.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you know they're
No.
amateurs? Are they just not very
The
good?
house is messy. It's not, you know.
What if they're professional cleaners?
Lighting is off.
Yeah. You just know, man.
The scripting's terrible.
Yeah,
It's filmed on a Samsung 8 Galaxy 8.
yeah.
There's a kid running around in the
Oh my
background.
god! Oh, whoa! That's
Not watching the porn.
That's going
but,
into weird territory.
That's going to be the bit that Nico's like, can you edit this bit?
Not involved in the porn. I mean, just running around.
What, just like a runner? Like
just
a
bashing across.
like a assistant to the director or something? Getting everybody a latte.
The intern.
Yeah. Well, man, if it's on the national curriculum in America, man, they keep sending kids as part of Pride Month, also not part of Pride Month. But the left seems to have this obsession with exposing children to all sorts of adult sexualized content, which they seem to think is okay if there's any sort of like sort of queerness or drag queens or anything like that involved in it.
And I need to pipe up here because I've been fairly vocal on supporting.
Oh, here he comes. It's pro.
No.
nonsense.
I kind of want to hold my hand up here and go like, listen, what my definition of a child appropriate drag show and what I've seen online in the last week or so is completely different. There is difference. It's kind of like when you say, cool, a cabaret show. You could see a cabaret show, but you could also see an adult version of a cabaret show.
Yeah.
Well,
They're two very different things.
Defending them. Here he is, isn't it,
Nico
Doris?
and I accept your apology, Mood.
I don't know.
what about me?
I didn't say
Hold on.
apology.
What about me? I can accept an apology too.
You weren't in on it. It was only me and Nico calling him a nonce.
This is the image that I've seen that I was just like, this is
Oh
wild.
no, you love that Mooch. Mooch, that's
Yeah.
absolutely appropriate for you.
I mean, if I was, can you see the mouse on the thing now?
And
If I
those
was-
parents should be ashamed.
Yeah.
Those parents should be ashamed.
Instead they're taking
of themselves.
pictures
Jeez.
for their Instagram.
Well,
Early,
the
we
weird
took
thing is
care of
giving
the-
kids the money to go. I don't care if that is a man or woman or whatever. That's kind of a bit weird.
Yeah, if it was heterosexual or whatever, it would still be like wrong. You should.
I think that is a cis woman. Is what
no,
I'd be
no,
told.
it's
it's
a
not.
drag.
That's a dude. It's a drag dude,
Look at the butt crack.
and it says.
It's very
naked
different from the
drag
one we
queen.
saw. Yeah, I know, but like just because this guy says it's a naked drag queen doesn't mean it's true.
It's a drag queen.
Why
Now you
would
see
I
from
not
the hips.
believe someone on the internet?
You can see from the hips, and also the fact that they say it's a drag queen.
Yeah, it's definitely a dude.
Yeah, like
this
because
is
you know
why-
that liberal parents wouldn't be happy to do that if it was a woman, because they'd be like, oh no, this is promoting heterosexuality, which is the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Well, if that's a seems to be a. Okay, I'm not gonna comment on.
Who was your favorite brand? Who was your favorite brand that jumped on the Pride bandwagon? Who did the best one? Are we saying it was Burger King with the 2 tops, 2 bottoms?
And that's quite a clever joke, I guess.
Well,
What about
no, 'cause-
Gayo? There's Gayo. That was a good one.
What's
Real
What's
Gayo?
Gayo? What's
Kraft
Gayo?
made-
This is the one I saw. Quite a funny joke about this because someone said that there was obviously no gay people involved in this creative because you'd never see 2 tops together.
Also, you
Why?
want the one with 2 tops because then you get double the amount of sesame seeds, which are the most delicious part of the bun.
What's a sesame? That's a Mitch Hedberg joke.
What's a sesame?
Yeah. You know what a sesame seed is, but what the fuck is a sesame? No one knows what a sesame is. It's a Mitch Hedberg
Open
joke.
sesame. It's a door.
Isn't
Yeah,
it a
but
tree?
you get sesame seeds from doors. No one knows what a sesame is. We all know what a
I
sesame
saw-
seed is.
Well, I saw this little chocolate egg. It like got up and started high kicking across with like tinsel and feather boas and stuff to music. It was a Cadbury cream egg.
Hey.
Hey-oh!
Can we get the pum?
Sesame is a fruit.
Listen,
It's a fruit,
Listen-
Darius. Everybody knows it's a fruit.
is it? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Wow,
Yeah,
shit,
it
that's
is.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
shit.
Sesame is a flowering plant, and genus sesame
Do you eat the green bit?
That's great
I
reading,
think-
Mooch.
is.
Really
All right,
know
you
what
read
is.
it then.
Well, I can't see from.
Ah.
read it out.
I'll
A flowering-
read
Sesame is a
about
flowering
sesame.
plant in the genus Sesaminus and also called bene. Numerous wild relatives occur in Africa and smaller numbers in India.
Isn't this your
Don't.
your
Isn't
wheelhouse,
somebody tell me
Leo?
these make you high or something?
Not sesame, poppy seeds.
Oh, yeah,
You can get- in fact, there's a kid. No, seriously, man, you can brew. So even like so obviously poppy seeds come from a poppy, which is where you get opium and heroin and stuff.
heroin,
But then like you get some residue on the poppy seed themselves. So there's this kid who's going down to like Baker's Supply or whatever and getting these poppy seeds soaking like 1.5 kilos of them at a time. To sort of get the residue off the seeds and then making a tea and then drinking it and totally zonking him. Anyway, he changed supplier, went and did it and killed himself because there was way more residue on the seeds from this supplier. So even though it's a tiny amount per seed, you're obviously not going to get high eating a poppy seed bagel. But if you get like 1.5 kilos of these things, you get enough off it for a dunt. But changing supplier, just the fact that there's more on these seeds, he overdosed, killed himself with poppy seeds.
Wow,
It's mad.
it's crazy.
That's like a
Shame.
heroin overdose.
Oh, in fact, when I
Listen.
was in Morocco, I used to get this stuff called pavot, which is like the poppy heads, and it just looks like potpourri because it's you get poppy heads in potpourri, but you brew that up, just boil it up in a saucepan, and they make tea out of it, and you get like a proper.
What, and
It's
you
great.
hallucinate?
No, you
Or
just get all
feel floaty.
you get all woozy. Yeah.
Have you tried this kratom?
What's
which is-
kratom?
It's I think it's
Kratom.
basic. Kratom.
Yeah, Joe Rogan talks about that.
It's kind of like an opium alternative, which a lot of people use to sort of get off.
I've got some
Opioids.
kratom.
Right.
And it's legal.
Yeah.
And what does it do?
Well, there's different types apparently, and different types do different things to you.
Some supposed to make you mentally sharp, and then
Right.
others are like, as he said, like a heroin.
So I think it's kind of like
substitute.
a sativa and
Indica.
Indica, yeah.
Oh, it's like cannabis based.
No, it's not, but it's part.
No,
of
but
the
there are different types or
Oh,
strains.
right. Oh, is it a plant?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, and I think it's big in Thailand. I'm not sure if that's true. I may be making that up, but yeah.
They like that stuff. What's the red stuff? Is it cat? Is that what
Cat.
they chew in
Yeah.
Southeast Asia?
Yeah,
There's some red stuff they chew out.
I don't think it's
Cat is like
it red?
Somalia. Cat is Somalia. But what's the red stuff they chew in Thailand? There's some red.
Masala.
Chewing gum. Cinnamon
red.
flavour, chewing gum. Big red.
That stuff's
remember
delicious.
remember in Thailand where those cats have wonky tails?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just whatever. Listen, this week, because of the Pride, the Tampa Buccaneers or some American team refused to wear the Pride colours on their top. What do we think about that?
Well, they should be forced to at gunpoint because nothing makes somebody support Pride more than being forced to wear the colours of that thing.
But I don't think Pride means Pride anymore because people would support Pride if it just meant, support your gay friends and whatever. But now it doesn't mean that. If you support the Pride flag, you support all the drags in school, you support all of that gender transition. So I think that's why more people are pushing back at it. They've changed the meaning of the word Pride. They've commandeered the flag.
But it's like that slippery slope meme. Have you seen that?
Well, they added black people to the Pride flag, and they had a black bar for representation of black people.
How do you feel about that, Nico?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, let me Google that.
We'll show it to you
I
now,
saw that
Nico.
as well.
I saw it as well.
Because Andrew Doyle's got a funny bit about that. Because like obviously the colours in the rainbow flag, like they don't correlate to skin colour. It's like there's not like orange or purple. People.
Yeah, someone said that they chose the rainbow flag because it would be more appealing. The colors are appealing to
Children.
That's what someone said. I don't know if it's true, but
Yeah. Well, there's a big movement in the sort of like original Stonewall group and like gay people who, I mean, because a lot of them don't want kids at Pride events and stuff. Because man, think about it. If you want to dress up in leather and like express your sexuality, like you don't want kids running about cramping your style, making you feel uncomfortable because there's like kids running about. And yes, there's a sort of pushback. Yeah, there's you, Nico.
Yeah, brown and black
Represented.
has been added.
But does that mean brown and black people though?
I think that's why it was added. Yeah.
This is like when they tried to do Latinx, and like it lost loads of popularity with Latino and Latina and Latinx.
Are you
people.
sure though? I'm not sure that's the case.
What?
That means brown and black people.
Yeah, it does.
It 100% does. Yeah.
And it's gone slow.
We're
As
not-
As America grieves George Floyd's death, some say the LGBTQ community can honor his memory by ensuring that black and brown people are included on the pride flag.
Why is there no Scottish people on there?
Well, there is white, so and pink. I don't know if that's what it's for. I thought that was the trans thing.
Yeah, that's
I
trans.
thought the blue and the pink was the trans stuff.
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a lot of colours and a lot of shapes in this flag.
What's the
it's
yellow
good.
on for?
Oh yeah, me and
What
Darius
else has been happening?
got recognized at the comedy club for being on the podcast rather than for our comedy. Yeah, someone came out and he was, so I was at front desk and this guy and his lady were there standing and he's nudging his lady and kind of like pointing, surreptitiously at me.
Yeah.
And I looked up and he goes, Are you the guy from Three Speech? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, oh man, we love that. And the missus jumped in and she goes, that's all he plays in the car, man. So then Darius came and I told Darius and I was like, yo, this man is going to freak out when he sees you as well. It was like two of us in the same building. Oh my God, nuts.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Well, big up you and your wife.
He did. Then he came and said hello, and then he asked, "Is Leo?" So Leo's on TV. He goes, "What about Mooch?" But Mooch isn't good enough to play Top Secret.
I play Top Secret. I beat the gong. This is what the
I'm joking, Mooch.
This is what the flag means. So we've got yellow is new ideas.
Where's Scottish people?
Um,
They're Scotophobic.
Red is life, orange is healing, yellow is new ideas, green is prosperity, blue is serenity, violet is spirit, black and brown is people of colour, white, blue and pink is the trans community. So there you go.
We are learning today about
yeah.
all the different colours.
Red. Is there a rhyme or something to sort of help kids learn this important information?
Red and yellow and green and blue.
Orange and purple and trans.
The brown
At Sunday school, we teach that the rainbow is the covenant that God made to never flood the earth again.
Well, he's flooded.
Is that why they chose it? Because didn't he flood the earth because of Sodom and Gomorrah, and then all the straight people had to get in a boat or something?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure the historical facts.
I'm pretty sure the Bible was quite
there was
homophobic.
Oh yeah.
It liked smiting people with plagues and floods and things.
Yeah.
Locusts.
So the rainbow was the covenant.
Man, have I told you about locusts, feeding locusts to my mate's gerbils?
No.
So my mate's flatmate had this tarantula, and so every few months we go and get like locusts for his tarantula, but it never ate them. It just sat there. Man, I don't know what it lived off. It just never ate anything, but it was still alive. But then, so we'd put the locusts in with the gerbils. These locusts are pretty big. They're pretty big things. And the gerbils they'd come out, they'd tell the locusts were there. They'd come out, they'd be like totally like on point, on guard kind of thing. And then the locusts would be pinging around inside because there's like a tank with a cage on top. So the locusts would be pinging around. And then the gerbils would be hunting them and and then they'd catch them and fucking chew their heads. It was like the Colosseum. You know when they had giraffes like getting hunted by lions and stuff in the Colosseum?
This is just like a Milton Keynes version.
This was Sterling. But it was dead exciting. And if you get anybody listening who's got gerbils,
that would be
get locusts for
a
your
great
gerbils.
YouTube channel. Just locusts versus gerbil.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah.
See how many locusts it takes to overpower a gerbil.
No, they'd never.
Bring back
I wouldn't want to.
cockfighting as
Well, what about
while we have it.
swarms of locusts? Surely they would just devour the gerbil if you had enough of them.
No, because they're vegetarians.
Oh, is it?
But yeah. But gerbils are omnivores, and the mistake that people make is they don't give their gerbils
Enough locusts.
enough like
Meat.
real insect food. And
Yeah.
To bring back
worms and stuff.
cockfighting.
Me and Darius went to see some chicken fighting in Bali.
Black
Great.
chicken versus a white chicken. The black chicken
We
lost.
we
thought
bet
the white
on black.
chicken. Yeah, we betted on black because we're intrinsically racist even when it comes down to chickens. But
I was doing it for black representation in the chicken community.
I was doing it because I think black people are stronger than white people, but not when it comes to chickens. Also, they put knives on their feet.
Not knives, blades, razors.
Oh man, yeah, it's brutal. And if they don't like fight to the death in the allotted time, they put them in a sort of tea cozy over them.
I had a prize cockfighter back home.
Really?
Did you?
Yeah,
You do it in Barbados?
Yeah, I was the king of cockfighting in Barbados.
For real?
Yeah.
Here's
No
another
way.
bit you're gonna need to edit out.
Oh yeah, that's the
Leave that in. I live here now.
that's the thing, man. Because I posted about going to the chicken fight because it's a culturally appropriate thing to do. I was there. It was off season.
They used to do cockfighting here in Britain too.
Yeah, we used to do badger bait and all kinds of. They used to hit veal with planks. There was all kinds of things going on.
What's badger baiting?
I think you just wind up a badger.
I get up on Twitter.
Hair coursing, they still do that.
You look like a shit skunk.
No, they look better than a skunk. Did they? I guess skunks got longer hair. I like badgers. I think they're cool.
When I was at school, one time I'd tell you this, and then I'll go retreat back into silence. During the break, we captured every insect and animal we could within the playground. So we got like a bee, a wasp, a caterpillar, a butterfly, an ant, a slug.
Sounds
a
like
snail.
Noah's Ark, man.
and we put them all in a battle royale, right? What one do you think? Who do you think won?
Darius was 32 when he did it.
No, I wasn't. I was 35.
15 years ago.
I was 35. It was last week. Who do you think won? Who do you think won?
The ant.
There was
The wasp.
no,
The caterpillar.
no,
The beetle.
no. The butterfly won.
No.
butterfly won.
How the
They
fuck did the
all-
butterfly win?
Because they all attacked the wasp, and the wasp got killed straight away. Then
No
one by
way.
one, they all attacked each other, and the butterfly stood like a little pussy in the corner. And then at the end, we just let it go, and it just fluttered off, and it won. It
Well,
survived the
that must have
biggest
been
amount
someone
of-
else. Did everything else just kill each other?
Yeah, it all killed each other. Well, maybe, but I mean, there might have been the slug might have been alive, but a butterfly wasn't going to kill a slug. We poured salt on it, and there can only be one. The butterfly was the deadly winner.
And next week, everybody brings in an insect, right?
Yeah.
Everybody brings in the insect they
put
think
it
is
in a
going to
box.
win. In a box, yeah, and we put them in. What did you put them in, Tupperware or something?
We just put them all in like a big jam jar, like we stole from the science lab, and we just stood there for
What
the whole
science
of the
lab
lunch.
is just a jam jar?
Must be a
You
big,
know
like,
those- you-
special jam
you know
jar.
those,
Big
you know those jars you
dome
use for
bell
experiments?
jar.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I thought you meant. I just thought your school was so budget they had just like old jam jars and stuff instead of actual
Listen,
science
your
shit.
school's so budget that they flipping nonce off the kids. You don't even know what a jam jar is.
Why would you nonce kids if you didn't have much budget at the school, Darius? Doesn't make any sense.
That's how Mooch raised money for his school,
What? How?
by sucking men off. It's a bit of delay, if I'm being honest.
Is this true, Mooch?
I cannot comment.
Anyway, the butterfly won.
These episodes are getting weirder and
Yeah.
weirder.
Topical political comedy podcast.
Oh, talking about that, what about that guy who tweeted us? Seb Gorka or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, 1.2 million followers. Advisor
Yeah.
to President Trump.
Oh yeah, Susie.
Yeah.
Susie
To current President Trump.
Yeah, the
Tuning
butterfly
in to
won.
hear about. That could be an allegory
You're probably gonna go.
for-
He's probably gonna go back and delete that tweet.
Yeah, it's an alt-right symbology. This butterfly, because it changes. It goes through a pupation.
That's right. It does go for a pupation, and it won. I don't even know what that means. Well, what else? What other political stuff has been happening then this week?
Well, there was
Did you wanna talk
actually we
about
got some.
butterfly flights?
Well, there's been some boring
There was
political
a, there was
stuff. Boris
a no
Johnson.
confidence motion against Boris.
Yeah, it's all kind of boring though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
boring.
I don't know what that means. It basically means that some people don't have confidence in him. He's still there. Just does it?
Well, it was either him or it was what's the other guy? Is it Jeremy?
Why are you so loud?
Sorry,
He just
it was
went up.
either him or the guy from the guy who used to do the NHS.
From the Beano.
but No, he
Wow,
was
Darius
proper-
angling for that Newsnight spot here.
I've forgotten his name now. The Jeremy Hunt.
Jeremy
I'm
Hunt.
sure Kirsty Wark will remind you, Darius.
Yeah, that'll be
I've no idea
all
who
I'm
that is.
saying, he was pro real draconian lockdowns, 100%
Yeah,
China
that's
style,
true.
so we're lucky we didn't get him.
Yeah, that's true. Because actually, Boris, for all his faults, he did lead us out of lockdown. He led Europe out of lockdown early because everybody was looking to Britain. Like nobody wanted to be the first country to come out of lockdown, and Britain was.
Canada still has restrictions on traveling and planes and
That's
trains.
mad. I bet Australia does.
You
as
have
well.
to be vaccinated to travel on the train in Canada.
That's mad. What about
Crazy.
like flying? If we wanted to fly to like Spain or something, do we have to have, or like somewhere international? Do we have to have COVID?
I think you do. I think there's you have
They're
to have,
easing up now. They're easing
Right.
up now.
I think you do have to have your jab still.
Right.
No. I think Spain, and because I'm going Portugal later, and
Oh, nice.
I'm not vax, so
And they don't ask for anything.
They want a PCR
Right.
test.
Maybe
It's
that's
test,
it.
I believe, and also Spain is supposed to drop everything. Is it the beginning of June or July? One of them.
Just
They're
in time
supposed
for
to
summer,
drop
so that-
everything.
Right.
Because they need that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody can get on holiday anyway.
Because there's no planes.
Big queues at the
Busy,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So they didn't see us
Haha, we
coming.
never got vaccinated and we were allowed to travel again.
Yeah, and I'm alive.
Eh.
Yeah.
Remember,
It was, you're gonna
when
die.
remember when the White House threatened us with a winter of discontent and death and suffering? Remember?
Yeah.
They said,
Yeah.
oh, you're all going to die painfully. Not today, Biden. I mean, we're going to die painfully from the fucking petrol increases, but we're not going to die from COVID.
There was a transgender nonce, maybe this is our nonce of the week, who avoided jail.
Oh, yeah. Because he was a bit worried about prison.
Yeah. In fact, are they a MP?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're,
no.
they're an MP.
Was
You
it?
bigot. Yeah, it was an MP, Stephen Ridley
Was
or
it?
something.
Peter Selby.
Peter Selby, yeah.
That's what I
No,
said.
he's not. He can't be an MP.
I
They're
don't think he
making
was-
more fuss about it in the thing.
No,
I don't know
it
what
wasn't an MP, but he.
I think it's because it's an American article, so MP means something.
Oh, I don't know.
Like
But there's a few Peter
Master of
Selbys.
Puppets.
mincy pervert. I don't know.
Backlash as transgender paedophile is spared jail. Peer demands review. I think there was someone demanded a review of the.
Well, yeah, basically, he's avoided punishment after the judge overseeing his case ruled that sending him to prison would make it too difficult to cope with the anxiety surrounding his transgenderism. So he's a convicted paedophile who's found with 125,000 images and videos of child sex abuse. So horrific stuff, really young children. And so he's been arrested and convicted, but the judge isn't sending him to jail because he's transgender, and they say that's going to add an extra amount of anxiety. I mean, heaven forbid that prison should be an anxious time for anyone. It's supposed to be a reward for all the good things you did. You know, what the fuck? Obviously, you're supposed to, part of prison is feeling shit and feeling anxious. It's supposed to be a
Getting
punishment. Yeah, and also, which, that's, the judge should have said that. We're not sending him to prison because he'll like it in there. He'll like it. He'll like getting the rape. But
Have you seen
I
Oz?
don't think it happens as much in UK prisons as it does in American.
is that because
Have it-
British prisoners aren't as attractive?
No, they use shower gel instead of soap.
For
Is
what?
that true?
For
Lube.
washing.
You know when they say
Drop the
don't
soap.
drop the soap in prison?
So you can't in the
Can't-
British
yeah,
prison.
if you drop shower gel, you just leave it.
Do you get like is it like those hotels where it's stuck to the wall?
I'm not sure. I never.
It depends which prison, I imagine.
I never went.
Wormwood
Have any of
scrubs.
you lot seen Oz?
Wormwood scrub your balls with shower gel.
Sorry, say that again, Darius?
Did any of you see Oz? The show on HBO, Oz.
I started it, never finished it. But
Man,
yeah,
that
I
was
know
a
of it.
brutal,
bit of it.
a brutal prison show. That was some hardcore rapes in that.
They made
But-
love,
and actually-
Darius.
By the guy
it's
who plays
prison
Jonah
love.
Jameson in Spider-Man. It's
Really?
really good. Yeah.
Well, you know, one of the reasons, there's so many, like the instance of transgenderism in male prisoners is way higher than like the general population. Part of the reason for that is that when you transition, you change your name, and it's a crime, it's a hate crime to refer to dead name someone, to refer to them as their original name. So that means if you're convicted under your original name, like Peter Selby or whatever, Then you change your name to like Susan Selby. Anybody searching for Susan Selby, nothing comes up. So you get to start afresh, whole new life. Don't even go to jail.
If you've got a particular type of crime which is frowned upon by most prisoners, i.e. noncing, that's probably quite a good way to avoid some beatdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
also, you get to go to a woman's prison as well.
Yeah, and do some more raping.
Which is probably more fun than being raped.
Don't know.
This is
gone
dark.
Should we talk about a different one then? Actually, someone I know was in prison.
Wait. Authorities don't be like, yo, this is crazy.
Man, it's 2022. Authorities like, oh my God, that's so progressive. You're actually, oh my God, you're a paedophile and you're transgender.
But you're telling me then...
You don't need to go to jail. No, we're giving you a residency in a school. Okay? You're going to be teaching the kids hands-on how to
So you're telling me there's no one in positions of power that think like us?
Man, like...
None? We are like, yo, this is crazy?
No, we are probably... There's Mumsnet and there's us. And that's all... that stands between like this tidal wave of noncery and children.
It's crazy, man.
And I'll look the other way for 120 quid. So.
But no, there must be. Yeah, I don't
There
know.
gotta be some other judges who are like strictly conservative or still have like Christian values or something that are like, yo, this is too much.
Yeah, you'd hope.
This is insanity.
Yeah. I'd love a judge to just come out and be like, listen, this is fucking nuts.
Yes.
What the fuck? Look at this freak. Look at this fucking freak. We're going to burn him. We're going to take him down to the village square and put him in a wicker cage and burn him.
That might be a bit. I mean, they are nonsense.
Talking about freaks, have you guys watched What Is a Woman yet? Matt Walsh's documentary. What Is a Woman, Matt Walsh. It's a really good documentary. It's made by Matt Walsh, who's basically,
You've said
he's
that
obviously
three
like
times.
Yeah, I'm just reiterating.
I heard that it's far-right extremist propaganda, Darius.
Well, I was just about to say it is probably... Well, it's not far... He's probably an alt-right troll, a bit. But it's really good. He just asks... He literally goes up to a professor... Well, there's one trans person who goes, I'm a furrykin wolf trans. And he goes, I identify as a wolf. Actually, you can bring up this thing, wolf trans. It will come up, Matt Walsh. And there's another one... He's talking to this professor.
Won't it be under copyright thing? We'll get a copyright strike.
Right. Also, this
not for the clip of 20 seconds, but there's a clip of where he's talking to this professor of gender ideology, and he says, "What is a woman?" And he goes, "If you ask that question again, well, I'm going to cancel this interview because I just want to know the truth." He goes, "What do you mean by truth?" He goes, "You mean your truth?" He goes, "No, I want to know the truth." And the guy says, "I will not talk to you about the truth because this is transphobic to know the truth." Mental. That's crazy. It's really good. You should watch it. It's behind a paywall, but I found it for free on a website.
Sounds like far-right extremism to me. Unless he's wearing a fucking bikini and he's teaching kids about boners, then he's a far-right extremist.
Well, then he goes and talks to some Maasai warriors, and he starts discussing the gender. You know how gender is in the United States of America, and these Maasai people, they just can't believe what they're hearing. They're going, a woman with a penis? What? But
the thing is, like Matt Walsh, you know, all these people, they focus on the penis, and I think the penis isn't I'm not a penis absolutist. I think transgender women can keep the penis. Because you know, in like a third of cases, if they have the surgery to turn the penis into a vagina, in a third of cases, they never orgasm again. So that's
just like normal women.
Yeah, and a lot of trans rights, trans rights activists are already quite angry. So I don't think we want to, take away that outlet, that frustration outlet.
Well, no, I think you raise a point that you don't have to have the full op to be trans. I feel you can do what you want.
I think you just need to make an effort. You need to show commitment. Like you can't be one of these fucking like just.
Well, I just think it's well, it's more when it's when it's being abused. When, like, for example, when someone goes to prison and goes, "Well, I'm a trans now."
Yeah.
and then they go to a women's prison. And it's like, are you really that?
Yeah.
You can't question people's intention.
Yeah, you're not allowed
unless
to.
it's with comedy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for some reason, like me saying to bookers and promoters I'm non-binary genderqueer, they assume that I'm taking the piss.
I said that and they thought I was taking a piss as well, remember?
What the fuck? They're literally hate criming you.
Yeah, they
read
could
this thing I sent?
I haven't yet, no.
I'm reading it right.
Veteran who impregnated 14-year-old stepdaughter and faked his death gets 85 years.
It's a pretty niche Pornhub search.
So some judges are on the right side.
What else are we talking about?
So there's also the British public overestimate minority groups. That story in the links.
Yeah, that is a good story.
What's that saying?
That is not.
That
yeah,
the
yeah.
one with adverts or something?
No. So basically, the UK feel that there's they feel like there's 10% black people. There's 20% people
20%
of vegans.
So they did a survey. They surveyed the British public to ask them, like, you know, what they thought, how they thought Britain was made up demographically. And most Britons are white and heterosexual, but the poll found that they overestimated the number of, the proportion of minority groups. So people think that black Britons make up 20% of the population, but actually it's just 3% of the population.
Yeah.
But if you look at adverts, you'd think it's 98%.
Or the England team.
Or the any sporting fixture.
Every advert has a interracial couple now.
Yeah. And also lots of trans and stuff. So they're saying all this, apparently the people polled, they thought 5% of the population on average were trans when it's 0.3 to 0.7%. But I mean, it's all people sort of talk about. And people talk about it all the time. And also on
People
all
talk
the
about
adverts,
it because it's pushed in the media.
and it's pushed in the media, and on Netflix they've got all these shows and all that sort of stuff. Like, so yeah, I think people. There's a distorted impression. Also, man, the sort of the distortion isn't that like by 2050, Islam is going to be the biggest religion in the UK.
It's about time.
And there won't be any cinemas showing films.
Yeah, because
So-
they're more militant than IMDb when it comes to reviewing films.
Yeah, it's not 28 Rotten Tomato. And one thing that's interesting for this is, do you remember back when it was the Occupy Wall Street?
Yeah,
And it was like, we are the 99%.
yeah,
And how that really shook the banks and the people with the money. And ever since then,
didn't shake me.
people have been, they've been a bit more divisive, like that, politically correctness, wokeness, and all of that has been sort of seeded into
Corporate stuff.
yeah, corporate stuff, because that's what stops people focusing on the real issues. Do you know what I mean? We're all fighting amongst ourselves because of what toilet someone is using, instead of actually going, hang on, why is the gap in
Inequality.
inequality
No, but I think because people say that there's huge inequality, and man, there really isn't. Most people are having their needs met. Like compared to 100 years ago, the wealth of the average person is huge. There's very little.
Yeah, compared to 100 years ago, but compared to 20 years
compared
ago,
to
there's
10
a
years
difference.
ago, Leo. Compared to 50 years ago. Stop being a corporate shield, Leo.
What do you,
Shell's-
things are,
Shell's got
what do you mean?
$9
It's pretty much the
billion
same.
prime-
It's
No,
pretty
but
much the
compared
same
to
as 10
100 years ago is like
You
just,
think we're all in poverty now?
Yeah.
There's actually more poverty in the third world now than there was, as they said, 20, 30 years ago.
No, that's not
It's true.
true.
It's 100%.
Poverty. I mean,
100%.
like certainly the
They-
decline in poverty is
Well, let's
No,
just
it
look
has
at it
not.
from
It
the
has
pandemic's
increased.
point of view. There's been a massive shift in wealth and it goes from the middle class to those who are the most wealthiest. You've got people
well,
like
this is a conspiracy theory.
No,
so you're
listen, if
saying
you
that
go, hold
Elon
on.
Musk, Amazon, Jeff Bezos,
Listen, if you
and
go
Bill Gates
to the
haven't.
third world has
It's worse off
poverty
now.
levels. Yeah, the poverty levels in the third world have increased by about 110%. Just go and look at Manchester and you'll see what I'm talking about. Go and look at Liverpool and you'll anywhere past zone 6, you'll see.
But like, so that's there's a theory that is
Fuck you
why
is a good joke.
we're being forced all of this.
This idea that it comes from top down, I think, is kind of people just want to feel that there's somebody in control, and I don't think there is. I think it's coming from society. The problem is that people's needs are being met, so they're looking around. They got spare time, they got spare resources, they got mental capacity, so they're like, what can I fucking overthink now?
No.
What can I make a fuss about now? Oh, my pronouns, fucking where I take a shit.
The academics and the intellectuals spread it down.
I mean, it's
Leo,
definitely
if
spread
it's
in
not being
universities,
spread down,
but academics are people who have their needs met and have too much time to think. They're literally paid to sit around and think up nonsense.
What's the Bilderberg?
But it's intentionally spread. It's intentionally
I don't
spread.
think the banks are spreading it.
Bilderberg
Not the banks,
Group and
but
the World
people are
Economic
controlling
Forum. What's that then?
WEF,
The World Economic
like,
Forum and the Bilderberg Group.
Klaus
What are they
Schwab.
doing?
They're in Davos
And
at
the
the
Great
moment.
Reset.
And yeah, there's a book on it.
Yeah, but the Great Reset isn't about where transgender people shit.
No, but what I'm not saying
Yeah,
it
but
is.
it's
But I'm
changing
saying
society for the worse.
I'm saying that
into communism.
in order to get the Great Reset happening, they're distracting by saying, "Cool, look, well, these are the issues that you should be worried about. This guy is the one who's trying to deviate your kid's mind, or this is the type. This person's trying to."
But these are, I mean, like when they're getting
fine.
kids, sending drag queens into
Fine.
schools, or they've got the family sex show. I think that is, and also you see when a proper issue, an important issue comes up like Ukraine, everybody switches focus to that.
But take a step back. So why are we suddenly quabbling and talking about all of these things? Why is the media pushing and accentuating arguments online and Twitter where someone might be retweeting this like once or 100 times and turns
Because
into a news article?
divisive stuff. I mean, you'll notice yourself on Twitter. If you say something that's like, you know, kind of funny but not really divisive, it doesn't get much of a reaction. If you say something funny, tribal, something that really, you know, has a go, like for me, if I say something that has a go at the left, that gets a lot more engagement because, like, my followers are, I guess,
I don't normally
want me to.
agree with
I
you,
agree.
Mooch, but Mooch, you're spitting facts.
No,
Mooch is right.
So
It's engineered.
you can't just say that's a fact.
I'm
That's
not,
not
I'm
how
not
facts
saying
work.
it's a fact.
It's
I'm saying
engineered.
think about why was when we were all on the doorstep of Wall Street, why there were people who was like there sort of what's the agent provocateurs there sort of kicking up fuss and trying to break that up, and then from that point 2009 10 whatever, this whole divisiveness and between the just normal people is accentuated.
There's a more succinct meme about it, basically saying they keep us fighting amongst each other, so we ignore. They keep us looking at each other or fighting amongst each other, so we don't look up to the sky to see who's really ruling over us, kind of thing. So it's true. They put black against white, straight against gay, or straight against trans, and Christian against Muslim, whatever, and keep us divided. And then the people who really running the show, they just laugh all the way to the bank.
But that's just something that people tell themselves because they want to feel that there's somebody in control pulling the strings. Man, like
There is the Bilderberg Group.
You think there's ever like
They literally said we the elite are concerned about the masses not following us in that WEF clip. The woman said we the elite, literally said that.
yeah, they got terrible fucking PR. I tell you, for the amount of money
No,
that
but they
WEF
were
got,
saying that.
the fucking shit
they
they
don't
come out
need
with.
to be. They're so open about it because we're all fucking squabbling about what toilet or whether this homosexual couple can have a cake baked for them.
Even
But all that stuff's important.
Even that director of Facebook, the man literally come out and said, listen, there's about 150 men who run the world. And that's the guy from Facebook, that Indian guy who got in trouble for saying he doesn't care about the Uyghur Muslims. That guy, he literally came out and said, listen, there's truly about 150 people who run the world.
Yeah, but like Xi Jinping. I mean, actually,
Is Beyonce one of them?
actually, because Putin, Xi Jinping, they seed this sort of, they foment this instability.
I'm not saying that
in Western culture and
so
society.
you're right. It may not just be from that source.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
To think that people wouldn't want to control. People want to control everything. People want to control oil. People want to control countries. Why wouldn't people at the top, the very rich, want to control the world and how it operates?
But this
why,
stuff.
why would you not want to do that?
But wokeism is bad for business because, I mean, like...
No, it's great.
Do you know what's
for
worse
business.
for business?
It's good. Man, how is wokeism good for business?
It's good
any
for
company,
them because we are talking about, as Mooch said, bathrooms and stuff, and they're
No, but how are they
concerning
making
themselves
money?
with
How are they making money from that? And also, like, the wokeism means that
They're
there's
making
more
money because they don't have to, like, basically they control government and the government.
But they don't control government. I mean, there's
Hold on, can
donors
I
and
have a
stuff. They
go?
don't fucking like, man.
Can I have a go?
You
I
can
have a go?
donate to government. You can have
This is-
influence in government. You
Can I
can.
have a go? Let me have
Leo,
a go.
you're a shill.
The
Oh,
the
shit.
Bilderberg
Man, I
Group.
worked in
Can
government.
I have
I
a go?
worked in
I
government.
worked in government
There
too.
weren't
I worked in
people
government.
controlling government.
There
Can I
there
have
are
a go?
people who
First,
control.
I worked in government. Yeah, we all
Well,
worked.
I
in
wasn't
government.
the reception.
Okay,
I
but
worked in
hold on.
government.
Hold on. The thing is,
Let him speak, let him
I
speak.
get it. You're acting like there's one guy who says everything and everyone down the chain knows everything. No one needs to know the whole thing. All you need to know, for example, for this podcast, is turn up at 4 and we do it. You don't need to know how it gets uploaded. You don't need to know that. You need to know where to be, and you turn up at 4. The Bilderberg
does
Group,
it.
the World Economic Forum, right? They have a global plan, which they're not even silent about, which is the Great Reset, where
Published.
they want, which is published, it's out there, it's happening. They all wear if you look at all the politicians now, they've got a little coloured circle, looks like a little rainbow circle. That is a sign of the Great Reset. Look at Boris Johnson, look at Trudeau, look at Merkel, look at them all. They're all wearing it, right? And the plan is, they're losing money now with woke. Yes, we are distracted squabbling and arguing about stupid shit, which is obvious, right? Things that we know to be fake.
It's not
We're
stupid
arguing
shit.
about
It's
that.
important stuff. That's why we're arguing about it.
I know, but we're distracted because meanwhile, whilst that's happening, there's been the greatest transfer of wealth in history, but from the working class to the elite.
Everybody's
many
in poverty.
Look at how many
Everybody's in poverty. I keep hearing this.
Yes, they
Everybody's
are.
in poverty.
but-
Nobody's
so
in
no-
fucking poverty.
So Leo, you're
Leo, you're
saying
crazy, man.
so we're talking about inflation the other day and how that is the biggest
Theft.
theft. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why do you think why is inflation happening? Because governments are printing
Money.
And why are governments printing money?
Because it became a short-term fix for
For COVID, which some people think may be.
Longer back than that, like quantitative easing started in like 2007.
It's been
2008 with
it's
the
been
financial
accelerated by
COVID, yeah.
COVID and this war, and then supply chains and shit like that. And who
And
is
why are they
benefiting
killing
most?
chickens?
Blowing up
Killing
egg
the food
factories,
chain.
But
Darius.
all this woke stuff, all this woke stuff is
Darius asking the real question.
all this woke stuff is bad. Is bad for business.
No,
because,
it's great for
no,
business. It's as much as a distraction tactic.
No, but it's not because all
yes.
this woke stuff feeds into business.
No,
so
it
now,
doesn't, because you-
listen,
doesn't.
just
Okay,
listen to
alright,
what I'm
cool.
going to say.
Alright.
So you got ESG. So most investment companies, most funds, and pension funds and all the rest of it, they have to abide by ESG, which is basically wokeism for business. So it's got to be environmental. It's got to have social impact, like governance and all the rest of it. So that means that like you can't invest in oil and all the rest. You can only invest in like wanky shit like Netflix. And then Netflix's share price plummets because it's woke as well. So then nobody's making. Like people aren't making the money.
I think to say Netflix share price plummeted because it's woke is probably not is quite a sweeping generalized statement.
They're well, if it didn't,
It's not.
then
It's not because it's woke. It's because there's other competitors coming in, and their subscribers fell for the first time in
yeah, because they're making shit because it's all woke. Look at that thing that Simon Ferdow's made, that sex unzipped thing that was dead nonsense.
There's
Pile of
shit,
shit.
but there's also
Everybody-
great stuff that's on there. But like
Everybody unsubscribed from Netflix because Simon Ferdow is a terrible television producer, and that's an actual fact. And yeah, man, like Netflix, they're fixing it by getting rid of all the woke shit and telling all the woke people, why don't you fuck off?
Yeah, I think,
Pack up your desk.
I think it's never one reason, but I think there's definitely playing parties off against each other to get things slid under the table. Like you see it when American governments they have like a policy bill called something fucking amazing, blah blah blah. You know, the Save All the Disabled Children bill,
Yeah.
and then they attach on other shit.
the pork barrel.
Yeah, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, this
I
got
think-
a
I
bit
think it's
serious
a
for a second, didn't it?
I think it's a top-down plan. I believe it is.
So
Well, why
who's
do
the
you think-
person
why-
at the top, Darius?
It's well, who?
Well, it's
what's
like
the
that, man.
Bilderberg Group?
What's
What's the Bilderberg Group? What's the World Economic Forum saying? We're training up every world leader. There's obviously some
creepy.
sort of overarching scheme and thing. We just
Yeah,
don't know.
people
because-
want the world to look like have their vision. They want to say, we want this, and the whole thing about you will own nothing and you will be happy. All of this nonsense that's going to transfer more wealth and assets to them.
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
rich people.
Yeah.
So of course there are people. Listen, one thing that's a fact is that powerful people want more power. Rich people want more money.
I want
and
more power.
They don't just stop and go, okay, let's leave how the world is run up to chance. No one in power is going to do that.
Yeah, everybody's trying to exert their
Everyone is going to
influence.
try to and what happens is people gang together.
But they're
and
not- they're
group
not
together
controlling.
and try to shape things the way they want it to, so they can maintain their wealth. It's like how we got together and we started, the strength in numbers.
How
so
much
people
wealth
get
have you
together
generated since?
because you almost said at the
£28, I
Patreon,
think.
but
on,
Yeah.
but no,
But
rich
also-
people, they share the same circles, they hang out together, and they want to maintain that wealth. So they will put things in place to make sure that politicians are doing their bit to keep them wealthy, and they'll give the politicians some money.
They're cross. Well, I was
That's how
thinking about
things
this,
work.
and I'm like, what is there that anyone can actually do about this? What, if you
Well,
believe
this-
this is the thing, what can you actually do? Or do you just shut up, eat your gruel, and try and enjoy your life as much as possible?
Because we're all in so much poverty.
Well, no,
Yeah,
but like,
not you, Leo.
I'm not
There's a
saying,
lot of
I'm
people
not saying
in
that it's
So much
like that.
poverty.
in different
Maybe
places.
these
It's not-
people,
it's
maybe
not-
these rich people who control everything should be left to run things because things have got incredibly
I also
better
agree
over the
with you.
last
I-
They
100 years.
haven't gotten better. No,
They have, man. You
Not over the
since the
80
start of the
no.
start of the Industrial Revolution.
No, not.
So, Leo,
go back 50
man,
years. Things
Leo,
have gotten
Leo,
better.
Go back 200 years. We'd be dead.
The American middle class has been eroded, even over here as
But
well.
they haven't.
And
There's loads of-
poverty has increased in Africa and other places like that, and in the
Not
Caribbean
over
as well.
not over
In
the last
Car-
100 years.
Over the last
Maybe there's
30,
been
40
blips.
years.
Nah, that's
100%.
40 years.
Go and read that book called The Divide. The man broke it down.
40
And it's
years
100%.
From the
Man, I
80s
don't need
to
to.
now.
We got WHO statistics.
Yeah, and he puts those in there. It has been.
No, but we got these statistics like going
I'm
back. There's,
gonna
there's
bring
a
the book and read it
fantastic.
to you.
Hans Rosling did this amazing. He's one of the best data
Leo.
visualization.
No. Hans Rosling, Steven Pinker, all of them men guys that Bill Gates pushes, all of them are bought and paid for.
No,
Every
Hans
single
Rosling.
one. Hans Rosling
Listen.
is
No,
one.
absolutely
Steven
not.
Pinker, anything that Gates recommended is pure propaganda.
But that's just
pure
that's an ideological
Man,
stance.
I
That's
don't
just saying
need to-
anything that Bill
listen,
Gates says is
Leo.
wrong.
No, it's true.
Leo.
I've read them.
I don't
And
need to
he-
read. I don't need to read any books to know things.
Yeah, Darius doesn't need to read any books. I bet he just looks
go-
at the pictures.
What's the proliferation of food banks? Why is there food banks open?
Oh,
up
this
left,
food
right, and
bank thing
centre?
is such a lot of fucking. Oh, there's more people helping other people than there was. How is that a bad thing?
Because they can't.
How is
they've
that a
got no
bad
fucking
thing?
food to eat. Because they've got no food to eat.
But
They've
also
got
they're
no
saying,
food
oh,
to eat.
they're
They've
saying
got
police
no
are, oh, they
food
don't
to
have food to eat. Yes, they do. They went to a fucking food bank and they got some fucking food.
Clip it
Yeah,
up.
because they had to go to a food bank. They had to
But
go
did
to
they?
a food
Because there's a
bank.
thing I was reading in The Guardian about, oh, police officers have to use food banks. It's like, no, they don't. Police officers want to buy other stuff and then get some food for free. Like, people don't have to use food banks. There was poverty in the past. There's very little poverty now. Like,
Man,
if we're talking
Anyway.
absolute poverty.
You're talking
Yeah.
crazy.
Show me,
Anyway,
show me a
this is why-
show me a
this is
poverty-stricken
why-
I
person.
gotta
This is
bring my
why-
statistics next week.
I don't need. Show me a
I gotta-
bring a
This is
fucking
why-
poverty person into
This
the
is
There's
why-
people
podcast.
outside.
There
Get
is-
a poverty person.
Go,
in.
No, they're dirty.
go and walk down the strand. Go and walk down the strand and look at all them people eating out of that food truck that comes up. That the Sikhs
eating food
run. No,
from
that
a truck.
that the Sikhs provide free meals for.
I didn't know about. I'll be
And
going there for dinner later.
There's
There's
that.
so
There's
much
that
poverty.
no, there's way more homeless people on my walk to Top Secret than there used to be. Let's say 6
Have you
years
tried a
ago.
different
This is
route?
a this is a
Way more.
This is a temporary blip, though.
No.
This
Not
is
e-
a
okay,
big
not
blip.
even about homeless,
As
but about
soon
the
as you get out. As soon as you get out of Charing Cross, you gotta be stepping over and jumping over homeless people,
But
and
this
they're
is
all
why-
crowded in by that thing by Sainsbury's as well.
They
Way
want
more.
a one world. They want a one world government, and that's why they want to take the guns away from the Americans. They
Yeah.
say, oh, it's gun safety, gun. But if they have an armed population, they can fight back. That's the why you think they're trying
Man.
to take.
You
Man,
think the American
fucking
government, you
FBI
think a bunch of fucking like divots with AR-15s can
Yes.
defeat the American government?
Last week
That's
we were
what
talking
Ukrainians are
about
doing
this.
to
We
Russia
said
right
this
now.
last week
The
with
Ukrainians
the
are
with the
doing it
weapons
to
in
the
Russia.
Russians
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
now.
to the Russian army. I could fucking defeat the Russian army. We're talking about the American government.
When what was the last war the Americans won?
Man, they don't
What
need
was the
to.
last war the Americans won?
They-
Because Afghanistan?
They pick hard battles.
Was it Vietnam?
They pick tough battles because they know they're the best.
What? Afghanistan is the best, the most
Mooch.
sophisticated.
That's
In the-
Islamophobic.
Mooch, in the chat, I shared a link from the Huffington Post, and the reason I brought this topic
Oh,
up
the
is because.
Huffington Post.
Well, hold on.
The elite
Well,
publication. Oh, I bet I
Well,
wonder how
hold
many
on,
Pulitzers this
because
article
this-
won.
Well, hold on, because this link shouldn't be there, because this link is about a family whose son was schizophrenic and mentally challenged, and the FBI were trying to recruit him to commit a terror attack using certain weapons, which people would have been able to, hey, look, this guy's using this weapon, and the
Wait.
FBI are actively soliciting him.
I haven't read this
I've-
article, but I'm pretty sure the FBI weren't trying to get him to commit a
Bring
terror.
up the link,
I'm pretty,
Luke.
it was like a trap.
trying to.
It was like entrapment. Entrapment. But he
link.
wasn't. It's like when you pretend to be, there's paedophile hunter groups who pretend to be a 13-year-old girl. It's like, oh, they were
They
trying to
knew-
get him to have sex with a 13-year-old girl. No, it was an FBI officer pretending to be a terrorist or whatever.
They knew that he was mentally schizophrenic and had problems, and they still pursued him, even though they were warned by judges and other people to try to instigate him to commit an attack.
Well, he's gonna be schizophrenic and mentally unstable in prison for a
Hold on.
long time now.
Okay.
Where's the story? Corporate jet.
Got it. Family says man charged in FBI right-wing terrorist sting is mentally ill, incapable of attack.
Yeah.
Which is basically what you just said.
Is it Darius?
No.
Jeremy Jake's family say the FBI should not have aided and abetted a paranoid schizophrenic.
Jeremy Jake.
Drake.
Drake's
Drizzy.
family.
Jerry
should
Drake
not-
Varnell.
should not have aided and abetted a paranoid schizophrenic to commit this act. They knew he was a paranoid schizophrenic, and they armed him and told him where to go.
Yeah, point him in the right direction. This will be fun. Wind him up. Give him some Red Bull.
I don't know, but the point is, a lot of people say these attacks happen, and they're done by, there's very suspicious, they've got no money and they're schizophrenic drifters. Suddenly they've got these really expensive weapons and
MK
armed to the
Ultra.
teeth. Yeah, MK Ultra, baby.
Leo don't
MK
believe in
Ultra.
those things.
Leo don't know about Moloch.
Yeah.
Leo, do you
Milton
even know
Keynes
who Moloch
Ultra.
is? Do you know who Moloch is, Leo?
Moloch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Google
What's
Moloch.
Moloch?
That's Moloch's the one who
Moloch
controls it all.
Moloch the all.
What about the cinema protest?
Yeah. This video is gonna take ages to fuck it. Like the computer is.
Do you want to
crazy,
do a
but-
synopsis of the story, Leo?
Yeah. Oh, why have I got to do it? Don't I get
Well,
enough
I'll
death
do-
threats? Yeah,
I'll do the
Darius, you do it.
synopsis of- Okay, so there's
You're
apparently there's a film
apostate.
called. There's a film. Actually, Louis, my Muslim friend, said, "Be careful with this because it's a Shia Sunni thing." And
Oh,
he
really?
Said, he said, he goes, the Sunni are crazy, but the Shia, and you're Iranian and Iranians are Shia, they're even more crazy. So be careful of this. So my understanding is
It's Shia lunacy.
There's been a film made called Our Lady of Fatima or something.
Our
and
Lady of Heaven.
Oh, lady.
It's
Lady
about
of Heaven.
Fatima.
It's
Fatima
about
Whitbread.
Fatima, the wife of Muhammad or something. Apparently, it's
Daughter, I
rubbish. She's
think.
got like two stars on IMDb. It's not
Well-
actually. It's not actually like Islamophobic or makes fun of Islam or like about the Prophet Muhammad, but it just discusses the story from from the Shia perspective of what they think happened, and apparently all the it's kicked off all the local.
Well, also
community.
isn't it depicts Muhammad in with like.
No, there's no depict. So they've gone out of their way. So you can't actually do any pictures in Islam. You're not.
Yeah,
allowed
but
to
isn't
do
it like light trickery and AI or
Said
something like that?
computer generated.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not because they show him.
They don't think
No,
they show him,
they
but
just don't like the nuance. So it's basically like if it was a Christian, it's like the argument, like Catholics arguing with Christians, but the Catholics saying, "Oh, Jesus is there every Sunday," and the Church of England saying that he's not there every Sunday, or whatever it is. So they're arguing over little differences, but apparently the Shia are really like hardcore on this.
So you're telling me some Muslims are getting really worked up over quite a small issue? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because I would not believe that.
What they should have just said is that, listen, this film's got 2 stars on IMDb. Can you not just show Maverick 2?
I stand with the Muslims.
Are you going to convert?
I don't. You can't just
I'm
go around
thinking about
cancelling
it.
films.
I don't think they should. And like also a big mob, because it was a big mob, and like man, that cinema.
I think the film should be cancelled.
But did you see the cinema manager?
Yeah, it's fucked, man. Like,
he's just like straight away. He's like, yeah, whatever. No, it wasn't my idea. Come on, like we're not going to show. We're never showing this film again. I hate this film. I hate this film.
So where is this bloody link?
It'd be funny if they tried to cancel. You know why? No one was going to see the film. That's the easiest film he's ever had to fucking pull.
Yeah.
It's like he's making no money on it, so it's like, yeah, I'll cancel this film. I'm not going to get my head kicked in. But I bet if they tried to cancel Maverick, he wouldn't have done. It would have.
It looks like quite a big budget film. But the thing is, I mean, this probably won't work. You know, Life of Brian, it was like, you know, it pushed ticket sales because it was Christians protests. You know, like there's going to be protests. There's going to be some angry shouting and some signs being waved. But that's it.
100%. I saw this and I was like, and I looked up the thing and went, you know what? I'm going to try and watch this film. Then I read the synopsis and I went, fuck
too boring.
This. No, it just sounds. It's just religious sort of.
Stuff.
Yeah, I'm like
the Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the Passion of the Christ?
That was great.
Kind of tried to.
Is it good?
Like,
yeah.
Maybe I'll watch. Are you into like religion
shit films?
Yeah, I'm a Christian at the moment.
Why would you convert to Islam?
Turncoat.
I might turn to Islam.
Well, because if you do that, if you're Muslim and you convert to Christianity, then you're an apostate, I think, and that's bad. Wasn't it bad that wouldn't Christians see it as bad?
They forgive.
They're cool.
They forget. Man, that's Christianity's problem. They're too forgiving.
They turn the other cheek.
They need to stop all that forgiveness noise and get a bit more hardcore.
Yeah, and when you're Muslim, you can marry more women as well.
Is that why you want to do it? Have you read
one
up
of the benefits.
Have you read up fully on what this is before you do it? Because once you go, it's like joining the mafia. You leave.
Well, you've had to try and do a once you go black thing, but with Muslim.
When you leave in witness protection.
No, we should get that.
Sharing a cell with Salman Rushdie.
We should get Majid Nawaz on.
Yeah, we should.
He talks about that.
Yeah.
He was a fundamentalist and he went more, what's it, liberal? Not liberal, but not as hardcore.
And now he runs the Quilliam Foundation to de-radicalize people.
This is the
what?
The video that we were talking about. And the problem I've got with this is who's Martin Daubney?
He's in Reclaim Party.
Well, if you put yourself, Martin, in this guy's shoes, you would do exactly the same thing.
No, Martin went up and campaigned with in Batley, there was the teacher who had to go into hiding.
Really?
So yeah, Martin sort of, not to this extent, obviously.
Was there this many angry people?
Not this many.
Because this video is wild, and the utter cowardice from cinema managers, like, no, Martin, this guy is paid nowhere near much.
I might want to get home and see family.
Exactly.
Man, but he's a cinema manager. He gets paid that danger money.
Man, if that was me, I would turn them cinemas into prayer rooms.
Yeah.
Chappelle and Chris Rock come into London in September. Nice. We gotta get Charlie.
Oh yeah, can you ask him for tickets? Because I'll be able to make it this time. I'll make sure. In November,
you probably pissed him off.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad about that
but they're doing a double show. That's crazy.
Oh
Rock
man, we gotta get tickets for that.
That's gonna be crazy.
I don't want to pay.
Where's Darius gone?
Yeah, where's Darius gone? I feel like this podcast has come to the end of its
it's a natural.
life.
I need to make a phone call about
bad internet.
No, my investment in this film that I've got.
What film?
This fucking one here.
Oh, right.
Listen, people, like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and have a good day.
Zip zap.
Zip
Zip zap.
Yeah, thank you for listening, guys. If you've enjoyed the episode, do talk to your friends about it. Spread the word.
And drop some comments under the YouTube video, man.
Yeah.
Engage with us.
Yeah.
We need it. Not like those other successful podcasts.
Someone said I said too much, so I said no this time around.
Make him say,
Yeah, so
nah.
fuck you to whoever said that.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.